you're well known, let's say, for being an esteemed, fairly mainstream journalist, and then sort of going down a different route of the red pill world. And I think anyone who listens to London Calling will know that, or the Delingpole. But my question is, what was the exact moment that happened for you? Because I'm assuming it was the whole COVID era. But was there an exact moment where you sort of thought, hang on, things are not quite as I thought before?
Yeah. It's a good question, and I wish my answer were cooler. By which I mean, it was actually the Trump, the stolen election. And really, I should have been onto it much earlier, because I read a whole book. I spent 5 years maybe writing and researching my watermelons book about the green agenda, in which I discovered, somewhat to my surprise, that the entire climate change environmental movement is basically the invention of a very narrow elite that I now call the predator class, or the cabal. They cooked up this stuff. They realized that climate change would be an excuse to bring forth a new world order. So I essentially wrote the book explaining this, but I didn't put two and two together and realize that what applied to climate change applied to every other issue too. They do say that when you go down the rabbit hole, in order to go there, no one can persuade you. No one can show you the facts. No one can, if I wanted to red pill Tobes and presented him with this immaculate dossier on 9/11 or the moon landings and stuff, he wouldn't leaf through this dossier and go, wow, James was right. No, you can't fact bomb people into awareness. They have to go through some kind of trauma, and it's the trauma that leads them to realize that the world as it has been sold to them is a lie, and they have to question everything that they'd previously accepted as reality. And the trauma needs to be, I think, generally related to realizing that the authorities that you'd previously respected cannot be trusted. That all your elders, betters, superiors, all the grown-ups in the room were lying to you. They didn't just lie to you in the early days about Father Christmas. They lied to you about everything. And that is the beginning of the heroic journey, and that's where you end up where I am now.